Hello and welcome to ELCAT News for Friday, January 26th. I'm Jen Carlos. Most of Monday's school committee meeting was devoted to a presentation by high school principal Dr. Gina Flanagan outlining new elective courses being offered for the 2018-2019 school year. New courses in literature, drama, AP statistics, and technology were presented to the school committee for approval.
The first course that we'd like to offer for next year is classical drama, and that will take place, well, not take place, but will be in addition to the regular drama class that we offer. And you can see from the course description that it focuses a great deal on Greek tragedies. The other class that we're hoping to add for next year is a literary circle, and the best way I think to describe that, it's like a book club on steroids in the sense that it's basically having students enjoy various works of literature, but then using their analytical, critical thinking, communication, all the 4 C's that we always talk about, to kind of discuss how the reading affects their daily lives and how it relates to some of the discussions that is generated by the teachers. The other 2 courses in the area of science is we put environmental science. We currently offer environmental science, but we've kind of changed it a little bit so that it focuses more on issues of sustainability, biodiversity, and so forth. And then, of course, we wanted to make sure that if we offer at the standard level, we also have the honors version of that, so that those 2 courses are also new. We are also, if you look at the description that we gave you, the probability and stats, and then the AP statistics class that will also be added to our course of study. So right now we have a really full array of courses in our mathematics department. As you know, we have a 4-year math requirement, so it gives our students even more selection in terms of when they're making that requirement selection, that they have more choices to stem from. As you know, we have a tech apps class, which we have been adding a great deal of funding to kind of update the current systems and stations that we have in that class. You know, we really wanted to change the name of tech apps so that it reflects a lot of the things that we're hoping to generate out of our students. So you'll notice that instead of tech apps, it's now going to be called the Idea Shop, and that the IDEA stands for Innovation, Design, and Engineering for All. So which I'm going to talk about another exciting class, and I'm so excited for, but this is kind of the intro to the course that we're going to talk about in just a few minutes. So giving students the opportunity to use different stations to do neat things with some of the technology that our high school currently offers. One of the new things that we have at the high school that has really been exciting is we now have a laser cutter. So students have been utilizing that to do all kinds of interesting projects as well. And then lastly, I am so excited about what Valerie Anir is going to tell you right now. I think that it's going to be something that places our high school on the map if it does come to fruition. And I don't want to steal her thunder, so I'm going to turn it over to Valerie.
So this, recently we've collaborated with the high school, Peter Van Buren, myself, and Michael Fredette from Maple Shade have applied for a Project Lead the Way grant. This is a nationally known STEAM initiative type of programming. In Massachusetts, there's about 80, almost 90, there's about 89 different schools who implement Project Lead the Way in some shape or fashion. They have high school pathways in engineering, environmental studies, and in bioengineering, which is really kind of neat. And then they do like a launch program at the elementary level, and it's all around exploring with hands-on science and really getting them into the pathways.
In other business, the committee selected 2 members to work with the school bus drivers to work on the transition from ELPS to LPVEC operation of school transportation for the town. The committee voted at its last meeting to make the change, in part as a cost savings measure to the town's capital and retirement costs. As part of the process, on Tuesday, Town Finance Director Sarah Menard asked the Town's Council to allow her to transfer $507,000 from the town budget to the school department budget.
This was more of that today's discussion when we're talking about the budget and where we want to go. As you are aware, the school committee voted to outsource transportation. So in line with this, if part of your marching orders are for me and Denise to reallocate the portion of the town funds that are typically spent on transportation to the school department budget, thereby not showing that department to have an increase due to this, but just reallocating it in the budget format. That would serve essentially the same purpose, because I don't know if that's the exact number at this time for FY19. Does that make more sense to everyone? What will need to happen, possibly at next meeting, is for the town council to vote for the myself and the school department to be able to sell the buses, because they are town-owned assets. So the school committee can't do that, but that would be an item that they will need as part of the negotiations as to be able to outsource, is to be able to sell all of those buses. So that would be something that I would hope would go on next time's agenda.
In other business, the council adopted a change to the traffic rules and regulations prohibiting the parking of commercial vehicles on residential streets.
Move to the town council vote to amend the traffic rules and orders as follows. A, we're deleting all reference to Board of Selectmen and inserting in place thereof town council, and by amending Article 5 by changing section 5-1N to read 5-10, or all, by adding new section 5-1N that reads, a person shall not park a vehicle that is used for commercial purposes on a public way for more than 1 hour. This section does not apply to a vehicle during the time that the person who is using the vehicle is rendering a service to a household or business establishment, or during the time that the vehicle is being used for pickup from or delivery to a household or business. And it's amending Appendix 5 -6 by adding it at the end thereof, residential streets or highways. A person shall not park a vehicle that is used for commercial purpose on a public way for more than 1 hour. This section does not apply to the vehicle during the time that the person who is using the vehicle is rendering a service to a household or business establishment, or during the time that the vehicle is being used for pickup from or delivery to a household or business establishment. Streets and highways located in said residential zoning districts are shown on the map attached to the 2 as Exhibit A and made part of hereto by reference. And amending by adding a new penalty to the code chart, a $50 fine, code number 23, commercial vehicle residential district. So basically, and I know for everybody's sort of informational purposes, is we looked at a lot of other municipalities that have this same regulation or similar regulations, and I know Long Meadow, Wilbraham, Ludlow are three of the communities I can mention that have it as well. So is there a second?
Second.
Moved and second. Any further discussion?
Just the fact that this is a lot better than having them report to the police every time somebody does
Yeah.
a job at someone's house. So.
Well, we actually looked at that, and it was like kind of just, when we sat down and looked at it, we tried to make it as simple as possible
Yeah.
without impacting.
That's why we
And it
solved
serves
it
no
last
purpose.
week, right?
Yeah.
Came up with a much better alternative for all parties.
Good.
All in favor?
Aye.
The council also voted to refer to the planning board a resident's request for an amendment to the zoning bylaw that would allow the parking of commercial vehicles in residents' driveways.
And, so what would we be delaying it for, one meeting?
How did your conversation, that's basically, your conversation is probably gonna be what my conversation, so what, basically you think it's,
Which
just
is-
move it to the planning board?
Which is just something that's gonna fall under their purview anyhow. All we're doing is saying that,
Send it back.
that I understand where he's coming from. I tend to agree with some of the points that he's made.
Okay, so the
It was
form
nice
as
to
it
have a
was.
conversation with him and get his point of view a little bit, and that I would support sending it there, in the end of the day.
I support sending it to planning. I
Yeah.
just wanted to
No,
dive
We're not instructing planning to amend it. We're just
To
sending
investigate
them
For
to
them to
review
look
it,
at.
Right.
which is all we're doing.
Correct.
And in that case, I would be in favor of making that decision tonight and not delaying it.
The petitioner, is it out of order just to ask, are you fine with us sending it through you? Are you okay having this go right to the planning department?
Is that, we don't
It's
have
not a
that
choice.
word.
We
I'm
don't
just
have-
asking, I'm just asking his option.
It doesn't
The option
matter
is to
if
go
we
to,
like
All right,
go to
I was
planning.
concerned because you only got notice yesterday and this thing, but you're,
notice that we were talking about it tonight.
Right.
But
Right.
not,
We're
we
not
don't,
out
we
there.
don't have
And-
the
and
So I'm
privilege.
gonna
wanted to talk
entertain
to
a
me.
motion to
I'm fine.
refer it to
I'll-
planning.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We'll send it to planning.
Town Manager Denise Menard reported to the council that the town has an agreement with Hamden to begin providing shared civilian dispatch to be based at the Hamden Police Department building on Allen Street.
So there is a plan in place that really has not changed from when you all authorized the beginning of that. The only changes were that we started with I inherited a 6-town regional dispatch idea that started to crumble. Then we went to Chicopee, which was a 4-town dispatch proposal, and we waited for the funding from the state. When we only got partial funding, very partial, I think it was $1 million out of 7 or something, from what I remember.
1.3 out of 9.
Yeah.
That's partial.
So we said we can't take on that liability over a number of years, and approached Hamden. Hamden approached. We both knew that this was a possibility, and have been working toward a concept of let's try it. It'll be something that can be easily unwound if it doesn't work. But something that we expect will be a first step that we can then invite other towns as well.
The council also noted that a public hearing will be held on Thursday, February 8th by the East Longmeadow Board of Health on a proposal to increase the age from 18 to 21 for the purchase of tobacco products. That hearing will be held at 6 p.m. in the media room at the Council on Aging, 328 North Main Street. The Senior Center was the site of another important event this week as a sign announcing the future home of the East Longmeadow Veterans Memorial was installed Wednesday in front of the building. Veterans Memorial Committee co-chair Terry Glusko says the sign is an affirmation of the commitment to see a memorial to all veterans dedicated in the next 2 years.
Our committee's a little bit surprised that we're on, I wouldn't say a fast track, but that we've kind of come this far since August of 2017, but I think that is representative of, again, the commitment and the passion of each one of these members trying to get it done. And we're trying not to have any void in between.
Glusko says the group hopes to hold an event soon to formally kick off the project, which began last August with Glusko raising the idea with a group of fellow veterans at the American Legion Post 293.
In August of 2017, at one of our veterans organizational meetings at the American Legion, I just raised the basic question as to would anybody be interested in constructing or erecting a Veterans Memorial in the community of East Longmeadow. And we had a resounding effort and say so in that regard. In the not too distant future, we would like to have some basic opening ceremony just to show that we are here, this is our planned project, and to invite politicians, et cetera, so that it'll further get the word out to the community.
A rough model gives a general idea of what the group has in mind. Once the group has been designated officially as a 501c3 organization sometime in February or March, they hope to launch a series of fundraising initiatives to be able to hire an architect to develop plans for the memorial.
What we'd like to do is eventually, and hopefully this might be somewhere near the next step, hire somebody with a computer-aided design system to put the design we already have out, in the system, get an idea of the size and with the approximate cost of that. And then once we can develop that and have that understanding, then we can lean toward the idea of maybe how much it's going to cost and what types of special events we have to do. I anticipate this to be at least a 2 to 3 year process from August of 2017. However, I'd like to see it culminate in no more than 2 years.
And in news from the fire department, on Wednesday, East Longmeadow Fire Chief Paul Morissette was presented with the Scantic Valley Regional Trust's first Make Your Site a More Well Award. The reward was given by the chair of SVRT, Arlene Miller, and Regional Wellness Coordinator Lynn Fioravanti.
The
proposal that Chief Morissette submitted was a request for funds to purchase the equipment that could dry 4 complete sets of gear in less than 8 hours. So in deciding to award the funds to the East Long Meadow Fire Department, the Wellness Subcommittee is making an investment not only in the current and future health of the East Long Meadow firefighters, but also we're contributing to the community that it serves. So on behalf of Scantic Valley Regional Health Trust and the Wellness Program, it's my pleasure to award Chief Morissette and the entire East Long Meadow Fire Department with what will be the Chief Turnout Gear Dryer for the department.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
First of all, thank you very much, Arlene, Lynn, and Denise and Kevin for being here. We're not at the point yet where we have the funds that everybody has a spare set of gear so they can't take it out and let it air dry for a certain amount of time. Our dryer that we've selected is specifically designed for turnout gear. It's not your household dryer that you can put your gear in and tumble it. Unfortunately, that degrades the condition of the gear and it shortens the lifespan of the gear. With that said, again, the carcinogens that we're breathing in and some of the other chemicals that get embedded in our gear, over the years, it's changed in households. From when I first started out, materials were made differently, furniture was made differently, the components in your sofas and the rugs were different than today, and the products they're producing are much more deadly, but a long-term deadly. Again, I appreciate this. This is great. This is a great step for us. It helps finish our project, and we all appreciate it. There's 24 call firefighters, and we're in the process of hiring some more. So ultimately, there's going to be over 40 firefighters that are going to benefit from this event, which in turn benefits the town in the long run. So, thank you.
Donna Bowman, inspector from the Health Department, visited the studio this week to discuss the new car seat installation program the Board of Health is implementing.
Hello, I'm Donna Bowman. I'm the health inspector here in East Long Meadow, and I'm also a certified technician for the National Child Passenger Safety Program. Installing a car seat can be very challenging, and we all want our kids to be safe while they're in the car. The CDC reports that motor vehicle injuries are a leading cause of death amongst children in the United States. And the National Transportation Highway Safety Administration estimates that 59% of car seats and 20% of booster seats are installed improperly, reducing their effectiveness. So it's really important that you have your car seat checked. To schedule a visit, call us at 525-5400, extension 1106. On that day, we'll review some important information you'll need to bring along with you for your visit, including your car's manual, your car seat manual, and your children's age, weight, and height. Also, other children who are going to be passengers in the car. During your visit, if you come in with a seat that's already installed, we'll review how it's installed, and if it's improper, we'll take it out and we'll install it together correctly. If you come in with a car seat that hasn't been installed, together we'll install it by reviewing your owner's manuals. We'll review the proper way to secure it. Our goal is to be sure that you'll be confident that you can install your seat correctly each time you travel. If you have any questions or concerns after your install, please give us a call and we'll be happy to assist you. It's important to remember that everyone, including adults, are all belted properly. By raising awareness and getting everybody involved and educated, we can save lives. And that's a decision we can all make every day.
For upcoming library events, on Saturday, January 27th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. is Puzzle Play. Come in and get ready to celebrate National Puzzle Day. Have fun working on a variety of puzzles and create a puzzle to take home. This event is for ages 8 and under with a caregiver. No registration necessary, just drop in. On Tuesday, January 30th, chapter book champs for grades 3 and 4 will be meeting from 4:30 to 5:15 p.m. in the library community room. Join Miss Jen at this awesome book club, read great books, and have a blast. This month, read The Odd Squad, Bully Bait by Michael Fry. Books are available at the checkout desk, and please register in advance. Also on Tuesday, January 30th, is DNA Basics. Dave Robinson of Old Bones Genealogy will be here to answer all the questions you have on DNA testing. Also learn about who to test with and DNA group projects. This event takes place at 6:30 p.m. in the library community room. That's it for ELCAT News this week. I'm Jen Carlos. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.